Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. It was a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Standards by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. But if it's called the Nameless Bookstore, then it actually has a name, which then kind of ruins the whole Nameless Bookstore thing. Ooh. We have an investigation on our hands.
Where's the bookseller?
Ooh, I wonder if we have like occult books in here, some medicine books in here.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Oh, very, very interesting. I love that they have the background story going on while you're investigating and how it's kind of linked.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
The Interpretation of Dreams. This practical work written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analyst must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Maybe it is. Ooh, that was a medicine book. Got that upgrade. I might have more points to spend. Yes, I got 2 of them. Where was I? I got that strength to 70, 70, 40. It's up. Let's do investigation. Because I feel like at this point, the way I'm playing this character is that he's becoming a better investigator as he's uncovering this truth. Eat the Shambler. My sanity is shaken, which isn't amazing, but I hope it's not horrible. Ooh. I didn't notice I had that Sphinx before. That's cool. Let's see. Knowledge. Let's find those. Oh, okay, those books. That's cool. I always like to clear this out. Oh. Oh, the occult. Okay. Dagger of the Ancients. Okay, the Elder Sign. So there's the, I always forget, there's the Elder Gods and then there's the other gods, and I always forget which one's which. I think it's the Elder Gods and the Ancient Gods? And I forget, I think the Elder Gods are the ones that, trapped Cthulhu and Ryleth and, like, cursed him to sleep or whatever it is. Ooh, History of Dark Water, Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. That's cool. I love any of these like pseudo histories that are based kind of on fact of the era, but just taken and twisted. Because the Puritans were crazy back then. Okay, there's the front door. Let's see where we're at. So we just walked back here. Saw these anatomical drawings. Close, I kind of looked at Call of Cthulu from the corner of my eye. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2, as precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume. This book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Which I'm wondering if that's relative to anything going on in this game. Ooh, hidden. Yeah, I would read the book. Oh, Lord. This is going to give me sanity loss, but I'm going to do it.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
This collection catalogs and classifies classifies creatures that I've never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Sorry for slaughtering. Okay, the Malleus Bestiarium. Our goal was upped at the cost of our sanity being lowered. Biology, mythology. So that's interesting. That was in biology.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers placed truth on the same footing as a religion.
Okay, I was just actually listening to a YouTube video about Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement, which something along the lines that like all modern humans descend from 7 roots of humans, where yeah, that's all I really got out of it. The really quick 5-second feature in a video I watched. But Book of Daizan, these Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkwater, could as much be fake as the irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Which is interesting that they had to tie into the theosophical movement in this, which is supposedly didn't have too much to do with Cthulhu or with H.P. Lovecraft, so it's cool that they're making the connection there. Cool up the occultism, which I'm kind of afraid to look at my sanity right now. Okay. Bavaria of Medicine, Tomb 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. I was in mythology, so that's just fascinating where these books ended up on the shelves. This is in theology, which is where we got that first book from. Really hope I don't yell or scream if something pops out. I wonder if the door has the... Yep, the door has the broken, bloody bits. Some bones on the ground. Let's see, I don't want to go in that room yet until I look behind E. No, I'm not gonna go in there yet. Whoa!
What happened here?
Yeah. Oh, this room's creepy. Okay. History of Dark Water, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Dark Water. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Celia returned support with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling shift, which would be interesting. Gonna see if there's anything else. Because after that mansion, I discovered that, like, you can't actually investigate things. Okay, and that's the oil. Let's space out and use our secret special investigator skills.
Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Oh. It's from the break-in. That's interesting. No, it's going to push me where I didn't want to go just yet.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
It's an astute observation.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals?
That's creepy. Some rats and cockroaches.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Oh, that's cool. It's the star thingy.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
No, didn't like him.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
This is cool how it's glitching. Oh shit.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
So it's a book.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
You know, I can inspect this.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Cool, so it's the Kiarila file. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star in the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from his last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. So that's cool. Yeah, so it's the Elder Beings and the Great Old Ones. And there.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Yep. That's cool. Some sort of flying flying like dirigible or something, Zeppelin with a tank on top. Wonder if that's how he plans on fighting Cthulhu. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its patients. Yay, more medical. Gotta love upping those skills. Ooh,
Drake left
secret
instructions
clue.
on how to find the combination of his safe.
The page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this point in reality, in order that they may be recovered and burnt. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combinations are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Which is interesting. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as this celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. So, 3 cylinders numbered. Each hidden where life and study combined in the Greek world. So that's probably going to be back in the room with all the books. So let's see if I can solve this puzzle. Oh, Jesus, so many things.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
The Key is Solomon. A book is supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals and invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits based on L.W. de Lawrence's original. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
So 4.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
4.
Arkham Editions.
Oh, 9.
Never. How many volumes are there in
9,
this collection? Another volume by
4,
Arkham Editions.
8.
Never. How many volumes are there in this
6.
collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Volume 1.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes
this is
are
gonna
there
be
in
annoying.
this collection?
Sweet Jesus, let's see what else there is. I have a feeling that it's going to be the titles in Greek. It's going to be the confusing part. Here, let's see what this is. Oh my
Cylinders
God,
that Drake
thank God.
tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Yes. I feel like it's right to listen to him. Oh. I'm hiding. I thought I sat down. see. Sanity. Yeah, I lowered my sanity. Okay, with the Malleus-Bestiarium. Can't go to that. Let's see where my medicine is. 32 and 35. That's not bad. Good. That is not bad. I haven't walked any of these people. Places will be Darkwater, or the Nameless Bookstore. Clues. Burglary and Kiarila file. Inventory. This is where I can see it. Let's go in order. Oh. I'm smart. However, that's a photo of H.P. Lovecraft on that, so that's actually kind of cool. 16 minutes. Let's find something that we can put this in. I'm too used to being in our time to where you can just plug this into or to where you can just pull out your phone, listen to whatever you need to. And there's what I need. So I already checked out this. Okay. Yeah, I already checked out this place.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Under
I
two.
finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Yeah, that's.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Okay. Can't move it.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
I feel like I'm missing something there. That's 9, whatever that is. It's the oil. Just love that green and white. It's just making things so spooky. See what happens if I just try to open the safe. We'll also actually need. So that. Oh, okay, that was. I wonder if it's as simple as the Kiarila. We go to our inventory. Knowledge. Go to clues, maybe? The keys to the right left file.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes that... What did Drake
I
say
can't
about this
count
collection?
in Latin. It's this
Drake
one.
talked about a particular volume.
Azeroth and Other Horrors, a collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, like the throwing of the Pickman, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism, and the supernatural. Shoot. I need to go here. Let's go over here.
The
Goblet's
chalice
also important.
of knowledge.
Rounded. Oh.
The queen has little protection.
There's the chessboard.
The queen has little protection.
A, right? Left to right is A, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The queen has little protection.
But move the pawns. There are no white pawns to protect the queen. That's interesting. Book title, no, nothing there. I'm gonna re-listen to
And
these.
red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So rubies,
I finally
for one.
understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens.
Okay, so the number of chess
We
pieces.
shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So rubies, chess
Dear
pieces.
I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Gonna have to figure out what that means. So white pieces, there's 3 or 4 white pieces. Gonna count 3 others.
The chalice
rubies,
of
that's
knowledge.
1, so it started the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 3, maybe 9? Cool. That scared me. I'm horrible at puzzles. Ooh, spoopy green eye. Ooh. This is epic. This is one of those loading screens? Game screen?